Hey guys, welcome. I'm Mira. I'm an executive coach for burnt out leaders, and I help high performing executives save 10 hours a week, set better boundaries that actually stick so they have time for what really matters: their health, the gym, and their family, and especially yourself, without feeling guilty and without feeling like you're falling behind at work. And that's what this series is about every single week. And today I'm not teaching a framework, I'm not sharing something more personal. I'm not, I am sharing something more personal. And I want to, sorry, I'm not prepared. I want to just add the mic here on Instagram so you hear me better and not just my laptop. I think you hear me now. Yes. And today I'm not teaching you a framework. I'm sharing something more personal, the real story behind why I do this work, because I think a lot of you will recognize yourself in it. And let me just start by asking you something. Have you ever worked really hard, hit every milestone, done everything right on paper, and still felt completely empty inside, like you're performing a version of yourself, not actually living? You wake up, you push through, you deliver, you go exhausted to bed, and then you do it all over again the next day. It's an endless cycle, and you feel like you are not able to come out of it. And that was me at the corporate. I used to work at a big four company with with a master degree, a stable job, and zero peace. I looked successful. I felt like I was disappearing. I started at my corporate job in January 2023, a big company, respected name, and real career momentum. My parents were proud. I was supposed to be proud too. And the first few weeks were fine. I was connecting with people, learning, setting in, and but then when work really started, and something in me immediately went into panic mode. And it was not because the work was impossible, it was because I was terrified of making mistake. And I thought, if I mess up, they will fire me. And if I not perfect, I'm not enough. If I slow down, I will fall behind at work and I will lose everything. So I worked after hours. I stayed up late for the last bus home, and I opened my laptop even after 9 to 10 p.m. after the 3 not minute, I wish, 3 hour commute. And I said to everything, yes. Even when I already knew I was exhausted, even when I had nothing left to give, I always said yes. And what the biggest struggle was, I got sick and really sick more than once. And it was not normal for me to get sick that often. And I really had bad tensions all around my shoulders, necks, and I had shoulder pain that wouldn't go away. I was complaining all the time. I cried in bathroom stalls after getting feedback that was honestly completely normal. But the hardest part was I couldn't even see it clearly why it was happening. And I kept telling myself it's just a busy season, it will get better in May. And when it was already May, I thought like, it's May and it will get better at June, and it was already June, and I would tell myself it will get better the next month, just push through. And every time things calmed down for a week, the overtime started again. And deep down, I was in people pleasing mode. And I also bought gifts for colleagues I didn't even like just to control what they thought of me. I couldn't take vacation without thinking about work the whole time. When I was in vacation, I always thought about work. I always had lingering thoughts about work, and my weekends were spent dreading Mondays. I already feared Mondays, and I already feared the start of the week of how busy it will get. And that was not ambition. And it's not ambition. That was survival. I was in survival mode. And the turning point came with from two places. First, I started building small habits. I started building habits like more morning frequencies and mantras, walking after lunches, mindfulness on the bus home, not to perform wellness, just to feel like a person again. And slowly my thinking got clearer. And the second thing was we got a new manager. He was the first leader I saw who was emotionally intelligent, authentic, and not afraid to be himself at work. He he just showed up, and that broke something in me. It showed me something, a new perspective, and I started asking, why am I working so hard to be accepted by people I don't even feel safe around? Why do I need their validation to know that I'm good at this? And the answer was uncomfortable. It wasn't about my job. It never was. It was about me and the story I've been carrying long before I walked through this door. And what shifted for me was when I start prioritizing myself, not as a strategy but as a practice. I stopped staying late to be seen, and I started noticing what I actually needed. And I began by setting tiny boundaries. And I noticed something, that the world didn't fall apart and nothing bad happened. My performance didn't collapse. My colleagues didn't abandon me. My value didn't disappear the moment I stopped proving it every hour. What collapsed was the version of me that was held together by fear. And what came true was someone who actually knew she what she wanted, who left the job not out of failure but out of clarity. And there was a big win. Who And also, I'm now someone who built a business rooted in the exact work I was missing when I needed it the most. And here are the core beliefs I want you to memorize and keep it with you, take notes, that helped me and that I learned through this experience. The shift number 1 is overworking is not ambition. It's a fear response. Most high performers aren't addicted to work, they are addicted to the feeling of control, the control, and the control it gives them. The moment you can name it, you stop glorifying the exhaustion. Secondly, you don't need to earn rest, you need rest to perform. Slowing down is not falling behind at work. Your nervous system needs a recovery to function. Your body needs to recharge so you can work at your best self. You can perform at your best self. And the executive I coach who do the hardest work on themselves also become the most efficient ones. Next, boundaries don't make you difficult. They make you sustainable. The fear that setting boundaries will make people like you less is almost always wrong. People respect clarity, and what erodes trust is constantly overcommitting and quietly resenting it. The next shift is your stress isn't coming from your workload. It's coming from your relationship with yourself. The job is demanding, yes, but the real ways is the voice that says you have to be perfect all the time. Nobody is perfect. You are putting just such a pressure on yourself. What is not even real? What is not even realistic? And that says, and that says mistakes mean, and that you're saying mistakes mean you're not enough, and that is also not true. That's the thing that is worth addressing. Last but not least, waiting until you crash is not a strategy. Most people who come to me waited 2 to 3 years longer than they needed to, and the patterns don't fix themselves. The job changes and the stress stays. Here is what I know now that I wish I knew then. The stress never was about my job. It was about the way I related to myself under pressure. And until I changed that, no job, no title, no salary was going to fix the situation I was in. The lesson I help my clients learn faster is this: you can be ambitious and regulated. You can be excellent and have also boundaries. You can care deeply about your work and still leave at the normal hour. You should leave. And those things are not in conflict. You just have to learn how to hold both. That is what I teach. That is why I built this. And if any part of this story felt like familiar and you can resonate with this, I want you to hear this. My program, the Realign Method, helps high performing executives save up to 10 hours a week and make time for what really matters, and create boundaries that actually sticks, and create more time for your family, for your health, and actually yourself, without feeling guilty, without feeling like you're falling behind at work. And the reason I'm not just selling you a course or a PDF is because this work is personal, it's on identity level, it requires real support, not just information. And the longer you stay in the cycle, the harder it gets to step out of it. The workload grows, the guilt gets heavier, and you keep telling yourself maybe next month, maybe when it comes down, and it doesn't come down on its own. You have to choose to change it. If you you have to choose to change it. If you're ready to figure out where the gap is and what it could actually take to start getting your time and energy back, here's what to do. DM me the word reset and I will send you the link straight to your inbox on how to book a call with me. It takes only 2 minutes to book and it could change the next year of your life, the next months of this year. Don't wait, just do it. And we will see us in the next live. Thank you for watching. And if you have any kind of question, just let me know and DM me. I'm just one DM away. Bye.